629 viewer comments, part 2. Alright, let's see. Grandmaster 2000. Thank you. I couldn't remember properly. I just remembered it being said. But yeah, the tailed beasts disappear and come back later, nonetheless. Smiling face. And let's see. Big Wood Squire NC. I really hate to burst everyone's bubble, but Kakashi most likely is going to die for good this time. Madara still needs Obito to bring him back. For a real, sadly, Kakashi's usefulness has reached its peak. Plus, Kakashi only kills characters. Kishimoto only kills characters when they've had closure. And that helped me come to my conclusion because that was also true. Kakashi has been taken off the hook. He's not guilty. Obito has completely absolved him, or however you want to put it. So this is one of the points that I read before that helped me kind of get to that point. I think also that Kakashi is going to die. Yeah. So he has reached closure, and the whole thing about having a death immunity because he died before, and I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. It's just that the author is the final one on there, and Kishimoto, I think that he's gone. I think it's going to be a big shock, and I agree with you on there. Unfortunately, I hope we're both wrong. Really do appreciate the comment. DT Ninja 831. You mentioned Road to Ninja. Check this here real quick. I thought it was a pretty good movie overall. I liked how there was an alternate reality, kind of giving a glimpse of maybe what the infinite Tsukiyomi could do. I didn't like the villain Menma, but the Akatsuki were cool. That was fun that was, I don't want to spoilers, but there was a lot of cool things in there. It was interesting. And Itachi's, I actually had laughed a few times in there. Itachi's quote about not being paid enough was hilarious. A lot of reversals. The idea of Sakura and Naruto switching places was interesting, but wish it were Sasuke. Since the series, Naruto always wondered what would happen if the roles were reversed. It was fun, wasn't it? To me, it was different. It was just nonstop action, but yeah, there was some very cool things there. Being on the same side as some different groups and stuff, that was pretty sweet, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Really do appreciate it. The comments. Sage Blue 92. I think people are missing Kishi's subtle writing. All of Obito's dumb argument, double standards, flawed logic, unreasonable demands, and murderous intent point him to being a lunatic. People get angry at Obito because they're trying to make sense out of a madman. We're not giving him enough credit for just being a psychopath. Sooner he realized he was just a crazy person, the less upset he will be. I absolutely agree with that. Appreciate the comment. And that's, I guess once you can really, completely get your mind around there, but I still think Kishimoto has done a pretty crappy job of really showing that. Or at least to me, or at least the majority. I think most people didn't get to it because I blame Kishimoto for that. I think he just didn't do anywhere near a good enough job of really laying it out in a way that me and the majority of people could understand. All right, appreciate the comments. Let's see, Sedima 2013. How does Obito know this information about Rin? That is kind of a good question. It certainly is. Of course, now let's remember, he's going to end up taking, evidently Madara already had it set up, but he's going to end up, remember, kind of taking over and being the masked man in that clan. Okay, so the idea that he could find out about what was going on in that clan later, I could see it. Okay, so between now, or at least between now and the Naruto universe, and then he would have found out about it. At that time, he had just come out of the cave, and so, yeah, because he knows now. But anyway, Rin being stabbed, chapter 604. What an effing big coincidence that Madara is involved with another tailed beast, Rin. This just confirms to me that the ninjas kidnapping Rin, Boulder falling on Obito, and Obito coming to the dark side are all part of Madara's plan. I absolutely agree with that. Chapters 239 to 244. But why Obito? What made him so special? Now, he said he was a descendant, plus he's got some special abilities. And P.S., no Killer Bee at all. But more Sakura? Frowny face. Yeah, well, it's, yeah. Well, anyway, skipping the last two parts of it, and I really do appreciate you putting the chapters out so everybody can really look at that stuff if they want to. But like I said, he ended up really running that clan. So I mean, that he would easily know that now. He wouldn't have known it at the time you're talking about. But yeah, but he became Toby. Go figure. All right, DT Ninja 831, which is. But anyway, all right. Yeah, it's not explained clearly. You're not the only one confused, I assure you. I felt the same way. But I believe he knows because Madara was in control of the Bloody Mist, and eventually Obito would become the new Madara, taking the place of the fourth Mizukage. But still not very clear why he just abandoned all his feelings toward his comrades. I think both Obitos are conflicted with each other. One is trying to surface, so his words are coming out as nonsense. Yeah, random Sakura, LOL. Sakura not getting the love. You're not getting the love. So, I mean, I'm a Hinata fan, or, you know, Narahina, but I mean, I hate Sakura. But anyway, I think that might be where it comes from, but I don't know. All right, moving on. Let's see. Time check. Now we're looking great. Conley Bob 9. Who's with me? Golden. Oh, this was your first comment. Golden Week is the blackest week of the year for manga fans. Guess we've been spoiled too much with the Edo Kages, so now Obito's back being a buzzkill as always. Was not really satisfied with Rin being a Jinchuriki. It all came out really fast and seemed questionable. I thought that Yoguro was already the Three Tails host at the time, but then I once thought that the Mist never became the Bloody Mist until Obito took over. The Mist history seems pretty botched now. That whole Blood Mist, that whole clan really... I've gone back and I went and looked at it a couple of times, the info in there, and supposedly it was already the Blood Mist before Obito and that Kage took charge. So it's, I don't know, that and the whole, there's some things that are, I guess technically they work, they're just too confusing or something. But anyway, really do appreciate the comments as always. And let's see, Penamantis. Another thing people need to understand, that all the tailed beasts that was inside its host, why was the three-tail the only one needs to be captured as a tail piece, not as a Jinchuriki? Well, not really sure. I guess it's just because maybe it had just recently respawned to put it in another. Well, actually, that doesn't make sense, does it? I don't know. So anyway, moving on. And we'll see, maybe someone else will answer that question. Mr. RJC23. It has been said that after Jinchuriki, here we go, dies, the tailpiece is reborn, but we don't know how long it takes for that to have happened, but maybe Obito find out where the tailed beast was going to be reborn and took it and put it inside the Mizukage, who he had control over. Well, yeah, that's a whole lot of stuff we'll probably... Actually, it's a whole lot of stuff we technically probably will never know for sure, but I really do appreciate the comment. And let's see, another time check. Still doing great. Okay, G. Gorsey. G. Gorsey. I would go with that one. I think Obito trying to figure out a way of evil, and it's shallow. That he will try to get Naruto on his side, and I think that Naruto can get the Rinnegan. Well, the Sage's six-path thing would make sense, but I don't think the rest of it does. The side he has, the Eight Tails and Rampage, I'm a big fan. Well, I really do appreciate that. And let's see. I really do appreciate the comments, by the way. And let's see. Let's get a time check. Doing great. Cheat 20, Jack. I think, appreciate the positive comments, by the way, too. I think Obito's physical form greatly reflects what is inside. Yes, I think you're right. There might be some of the old Obito left in there, which I think subconsciously rebels at what he's doing now. But just like his body, he's really far too damaged to function on his own. I really like the way you put that. Yes. It mentioned in this chapter that Obito is reminded of himself by Naruto, and Obito says he challenges Naruto's words so he can deny them. He's trying to deny what the old self and reaffirming his convictions, which the old self preached to Kakashi, which Kakashi preached to Naruto. So in reality, Obito is in an argument with himself. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate the comments. And let's see. Shimende, I think you're a bit confused. There's no plot hole with Rin and the Three Tails. Here's why. 1. The beast was sealed inside her. It was somehow rigged by the Miss Shinobi to go on a rampage on a command. How do we know it was a command? I think that it's possible. What you're saying is the idea is that it was sealed maybe on a timer or something, or maybe there was a command, or they had the commands to release it, which is I think what you're saying. Okay, could be possible. Okay, number 2, she killed herself. It does make sense. I can go with that. 2, she killed herself by Chidori before the planned rampage was triggered. And 3, the beast also dies sealed in her. 4, as previously described in the anime, a beast chakra later coalesces again after it dies and is reborn. Number 5, after this, the 4th Mizukage probably became its Jinchuriki. Okay, I really do appreciate the I appreciate the explanation. That sounds pretty good to me. I could definitely roll with that. All right, really do appreciate the comments. And also from Shimadi. Obito probably learned all this from the 4th Mizukage while he was under his control. Kakashi also confirmed with Rin she was a Jinchuriki separately. He went in to save her. Really do appreciate the comments. And yeah, the idea that Obito could find out about it later is actually just that he was Obito's, that he was Toby. You know, yeah, pretty easy. Okay, and it is still not time. Wow, it's going pretty well. Albert Whisker. I would have to agree with Madara's lives. The series seems to have lost its spark. It desperately needs a new evil, demented character. This Obito Madara situation seems a little too soft-sided for the expectations the series builds since it started. It's just confusing. It's just, like I say, it's confusing. The author didn't do a good enough job to show us that, in my opinion, how crazy this kid is. Alright, we appreciate the comment. Madara lives. Yeah, Obito's suffering hasn't seemed sufficient enough for what has done. I really hope, for once, he's just a character that doesn't change and convert to the good side, or truly like a truly demented evil antagonist. He's crazy. I definitely don't see him coming back, and that's another part of the problem. And this has been mentioned by other people. He just didn't. He suffered, but as compared to, a whole Naruto universe where everyone suffered like crazy. In comparison, not really. It was pretty weak. It was extremely weak. But and even the whole thing of how the Uchiha go emo, when they get their eye abilities, and it just didn't help enough. Okay, appreciate the comments. Dustin Beckmeyer. I feel Obito is doing this because he feels it his only way to have what he wants. He wants that fake world in which he can lose all the pain of his real life and escape. He doesn't care that Rin died because he can have her in this fake world. He doesn't care about anything because he can have anything in the fake world. That's why he doesn't feel pain, because he's lost all hope for himself in the real world. It's plain and simple selfishness. It could well be like I say, at the end of this chapter, I'm convinced that this kid really believes what he's saying. That this world is so bad and horrible that it's a fake, and he's going to create his own make-believe world that's good and pure, where everyone can simply, have, a happy life. So it's crazy, but as Benjamin mentioned, as we've all seen now, I think we're on the same shooting page. He is indeed crazy. Really do appreciate the comment. Comment Bob 9. And Ren was never meant to leave this world. So that Ren died was also an imposter. After all, Ren can only be Ren if she's still breathing. Seriously, Kishi, this is one of your main villains? Obito's the worst Naruto villain, hands down. I still can't comprehend what Kishi is thinking with this chapter, but your statement speaks true that this isn't the Jubi storm that is destroying Naruto's world. It is Uchiha Obito. I feel like I'm losing brain cells with each Obito chapter. Amen. I really do agree with that, and that'll go ahead. That's a great way to go ahead and end part 2. And when you're ready, meet up again in part 3.